Welcome to the Think Yourself Academy. I'm Natalie.
I'm Tamara, and we're so excited to have you back. Hopefully you caught video number 1, video number 2
on self-sabotage.
And welcome to video number
3. So there's many causes for self-sabotage. If you don't know yet the first 2 causes of self-sabotage, you really want to backtrack and go find video number 1, video number 2, the 2 main causes of self-sabotage. Today we're talking about the third one. What is the third reason why people do the reverse of what they know they should be doing? What would it be?
What is the third reason?
Uh-huh.
Well, I believe it has something to do with what we believe.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So our limiting beliefs are causing us to do self-sabotage. So there are some beliefs that are created. Usually limiting beliefs are a repetition of when things happen for a few times. We get the confirmation that, oh my gosh, this might be a truth then. Like even as a child, if something happens to you once, you just say, okay, it happened. And then the second time you start creating a neural pathway in your brain, thinking that, oh, that must be the way it is then. That's why repetition, when something happens often enough, sometimes we start to think that it is reality. So we want to open up those limiting beliefs and change them, transform them into beliefs that serve us.
Absolutely, that serve us. And the coolest thing is when you start being aware of the fact that we all have limiting beliefs. And when we have an awareness of them, it's those major aha moments like, oh, that's why I do this. Or, oh, I didn't know I believed this about myself. And we can change them.
Yeah.
We can absolutely change them.
There are things that are very, very simple, actually. It doesn't have to be a super complex limiting belief. Sometimes there are just little things that if you actually, whenever you ask for a job or for a raise, or whenever you ask your spouse to help you out with something, they won't have time, or you will get refused. Or sometimes there are things that we just stop asking altogether because we feel that it's going to be no anyway. And there's no reason for that. It's not serving us to believe that. So let's go through a few of those limiting beliefs that we can have. And we're going to switch them from negative to positive, so that what's on top is that positive affirmation and that positive belief. And how can we rephrase some of the things that we believe about ourselves? So one that is pretty common, that a lot of people believe.
When you make more money, you spend more, and you will always live paycheck to paycheck. If I, being honest, went into how I was raised financially with my parents, this would be my reality.
Yeah, and most people say that. Just got paid today and it's gone.
Just like that.
I know. Right?
I love his eyes.
I know. But that's the thing. People believe that it's true. Or they believe that they will gain weight at Christmas. Or if they go on a cruise, they'll gain 8 pounds. Or they'll believe that there's one thing that people always say is when you lose weight, you will gain it back.
Plus some.
Plus interest.
Yeah, plus interest. Like
exactly.
Right?
So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of beliefs that needs to be rephrased. So how would you rephrase that instead of believing that?
So when it could be as simple as when you make more money, you will have money in the bank because you're able to save more money.
Yeah.
Right?
And then if you save more money, if you make more money, if you start to believe that you will always live paycheck to paycheck, then that's what's going to happen, because somehow you will spend it. If you make more money and you start to think, oh my gosh, this is so cool, that means I'm going to have money in the bank. So when something important to you happens, you have the money to spend it on, and you have the money to treat your friends and treat your family and take care of your mother or take care of your kids or take your family to holidays. And isn't that great when your bill comes in the mail and you feel like, oh, I just have to pay it. You don't have to struggle and shuffle things around, because you have this belief that you can always pay your bills. I can always pay my bill. I'm very lucky. I've had a very good relationship with money. And the reason why I have this good relationship with money is because I think so. Is because I think that I have a good relationship with money.
Yes.
And that's how That's how you get to change your way of thinking. And it's not the reverse. You don't have to have a good relationship with money to start thinking so. The reverse is true. You have to start thinking so, and then you'll have a good relationship with money. So another limiting belief that we hear all the time, and this is just one example.
I'm shy.
Yeah.
Right? And that could be your limiting belief, and that could prevent you from, maybe simple things like applying for a job interview, or maybe you meet someone and you think, oh, I'd really like to know this person, whether it's a friend or what have you, because you like their energy, but you've limited yourself before even that opportunity because of I am shy.
People think their personality is set in stone. I'm like this. Oh, you look at somebody on social media or somebody I wish I was more like that. Well, you can be. Our personality is not set in stone. We don't have to be anything. People say these things all the time, or I'm really bad with names, or I'm a morning person, or so it would be like me introducing myself to Tamara. I would say, "Hi, my name is Natalie," and then she'd say,
"Hi, I'm Tamara,"
and I would say right away, "I'm really bad with names." So right away, I just told my unconscious mind, "Please forget this name because I'm bad with names." As opposed to do that, you can say, "Hey, I'm Natalie.
I'm Tamara.
I will remember this. I'm good with names." And then all of a sudden you start remembering names. Like, we don't have to be a morning person or an evening person. If I have to get up early, I'm a morning person. If I have to work out late and I have to stay in front of my computer to prepare something or write an article for a magazine, I am an evening person. You can be whatever you want. It's not set in stone. It's not serving us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do we rephrase something like, I'm shy?
And that is how I used to be. Now I am becoming what I really want to be.
Exactly.
So speaking about that shyness in the past, right? Because that is key.
Yeah, linguistically, we can always rephrase our belief. And the first step is to start talking about it in the past. It's really powerful.
And this is a quote we wanted to share with you because it is so powerful. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be.
Absolutely. That's the main thing. We feel that we were born a certain way, and at the end of the day, you are what you want to be, and that's what we're here for. And the Think Yourself Academy, we are helping you, reprogramming your brain. We're there to support you along the way. There's many different tools we use, and one of the tools we are offering you, we have some events coming up. So our next event is Saturday, March 24th. It's in the afternoon. It's in Vancouver, and it's called Think Yourself Thin. So if you do self-sabotage sometimes, if you do the reverse of what you know you should be doing, you're eating well, you're exercising, and yet you can't lose the last 10 pounds. You feel that if you do lose weight, you gain it back, or you always gain weight during the holidays. So if there's anything that you can relate to, or if you know anybody who's been on a yo-yo dieting all their life and they want to put an end to this, just send them our way. This one is Saturday, March 24th from 1 to 5 p.m. And the next one is super fun. So our next event after that is a personality style type of event. So it's all about communication. It's all about first figuring out what type you are. So we've got a personality test that the Think Yourself Academy developed. And we get to identify which personality style we are, what are our strengths, what are we good at, and how to communicate with people of the other three styles. Most likely we do have all four styles somehow. And it's really fun. It's a 4-hour event. It's on Saturday, April 8th. And then you get to figure out what it is that you are, what are your strengths, and then you can figure out what you want to become better at. Is there any of the other profiles that you would rather have more of? And you get to figure out the people in your life, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your coworker, your boss, your clients. What style are they? And by figuring out their style, then you can better communicate with them. And then you can find out that everybody's actually able to speak the same language somehow. It's like learning different languages. I remember when I was in Greece, I was pretty frustrated because I could not understand the language. And when I go to Spain, I'm fluent in Spanish, and I can speak with the locals there, and it makes such a big difference. When I go to France, I can speak with the locals there. So when you speak the language, wow, does it ever make a difference? So think about that, and think about how interesting it's going to be. So join us at the communication event. So we call it Think Yourself Figured Out, Think Yourself a Communication Pro. So it's all about finding out what are your strengths and figuring yourself out as well at the same time as you can figure out how to communicate with others. What we're doing is we're not giving you knowledge. We're reprogramming your brain so that you actually do it, because knowing and not doing is like not knowing at all. There's a lot of things that I know that I don't do because I have not taken the time to reprogram exactly how a brain needs to be programmed in order to actually do these skills that we learn. Because you can go to any event, you can do any courses and workshop and take a whole bunch of notes. And then you take these notes, you get home, you're all gung-ho, all excited.
And they go on your shelf.
Exactly.
And they become shelf help.
Exactly.
Instead of actual help.
Exactly. So we're teaching you at these events what to actually do with it. And we reprogram your brain right there and then so that you can get results. Just like one of our participants a month ago, we did Think Yourself Thin,
yes.
And one of our participants already lost 16 pounds just following the event. She actually
just messaged, she's up to 19 pounds.
19 pounds.
19 pounds.
See? So this is how it works. And did we give her a kale salad recipe? No. Did we give her a way of doing a squat or a push-up? It's all mindset. And when you reprogram the brain and when you do it live and you take the time, the 4 hours to do the work, that's when magic happens.